afternoon, everybody. Welcome to CW Broadcast. Delighted to have with me National Officer Davie Robertson. How are you doing, Davie?
Good, Chris. Glad to have the opportunity to have a chat.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Yes. So this session is specifically aimed at our Parcelforce members. It's National Get the Vote Out Day. Parcelforce depots right across the UK, like our Royal Mail depots, have been out and about, having meetings, making sure we maximise the turnout in the ballot. So we thought it's an opportune moment to sit down with Davie and, to put a few questions to him, but also give him the chance to set out exactly what's at stake in this dispute for our Parcelforce members. So I think, if it's okay with you, Davie, I'll start there and just give you the chance to really set an overall sort of context and the overall scene before taking one or two questions, if that's all right, mate.
Yeah, Chris, and thanks. And it's kind of strange, isn't it? Because to some degree, we've gone through a period, and our Parcelforce members have gone through a period where Parcelforce have told them it's Royal Mail's dispute, it's nothing to do with you, you've been caught in the crossfire, when that's never been true. But I think what our Parcelforce members are absolutely seeing now is, if ever that was a falsehood, the evidence is before their eyes now. Parcelforce are right on the attack now. The level of executive action we're seeing is very similar now to what's happening in Royal Mail. And effectively, what the union has been saying throughout this dispute, that Parcelforce, Royal Mail Group, are attempting to change their relationship with the union, but more importantly, change their relationship with their employees, our members in Parcelforce, is now evidently true. We are seeing examples now where people have been told, your attendance times will change, your earnings package will change. We're even hearing today that in some depots, people are being told you will be replaced by an owner driver. And that is frankly disgusting. But I've got to say, it's exactly where we always believed the company were. It's exactly why this dispute is so important. And it's exactly why getting the vote out now in the second ballot has never been more important. Because, if people thought, the union's maybe over-egging it, the union's scaremongering, you can see your future now. Your future is happening before your eyes. And if you want to change that future, then you need to back yourselves, back your union, and vote yes.
No, that's a great overview there, Davie. Now, one of the things that's sort of really grown in this dispute is the issue of trust. And I think you were making the point there, really emphatically and really well around, we've been very clear about this from the start, and it's materialised come the end. So, for example, exactly as you were saying, Parcelforce, this is a Royal Mail dispute. These things won't affect you. But in their own words in communications, Parcelforce management last week, increasing owner drivers, changing start and finish times, changing routes, and a huge amount of uncertainty. There can be no doubt now, surely, that the people to trust here are the union and your colleagues, and not management.
Oh, well, that's always been the case. But I think, and it's terrible that it's got to this stage, that people have to endure the attacks that they're currently enduring to maybe realise what is at stake here. Parcelforce has been an excellent employer over many years, and what's made Parcelforce an excellent company is our members. The abuse, the disrespect that our members are now facing from an employer who basically is saying, this is even more so than Royal Mail, are basically saying, we don't want you anymore. We actually want to move to the labour model of the cheapest competitor. We want owner drivers. We want to move to the gig economy. We don't want to employ people to deliver parcels anymore. Now, saying that is one thing, and we would always rail against it. The way that they're doing it just now is frankly disgraceful. They are pressurising people. They are this is anecdotal, so I'll say it no more than that, and I won't mention the depot. But I'm informed this morning in one depot, our members have been told that from next week, a significant number of owner drivers will join the company, and that those owner drivers will displace our members from their routes. This is absolutely, it's incredible, and not in a good way. This is the worst form of pressurising employees. I believe, and again, I will say this is anecdotal, I believe our members were told this morning, if you don't like it, you know where the door is. That is the contempt that your employer is showing for you. The only way we change this is to see this dispute through and get to a resolution where the company have to pull back on some of these positions. No other outcome is acceptable. No other outcome this union can campaign for or can work towards. We have to change this position, and the only way we do that, we can't do that at national level. We only do that through your support, through the support of the members, and it is imperative that our members stand up once again and support their union in doing what we have to do. We're having to do it not because we choose to do it. We're having to do it because the law says we must. We must reballot to be able to continue to prosecute our dispute. So we will do it. And I think, it's funny, isn't it? Royal Mail Group are putting out comms saying, this or that, or the union are unreasonable, or the union have done this or done that. The absolute truth of this debate is that Royal Mail Group and Parcelforce, right at the forefront of that, are effectively trying to change the landscape of this organisation, and they're doing that at the expense of our members. And if we don't fight for this, then I have to say, I don't know what we fight for. This is absolutely crucial. And I think our members see that. I think our members in Parcelforce, if anything, I think the resolve will grow. Parcelforce have done things Royal Mail haven't. They bribed people before Christmas. They said, we'll give you 200, 300, maybe even 400 quid if you don't go on strike. It's not your dispute. You're just caught in Royal Mail's dispute. None of that was true. Some of it was ridiculous. But this, we now see the real end game for the company. And that end game is to turn Parcelforce into a gig economy employer. And we have to rail against that. And we will. And we will do it with the support of our members.
Thanks, Davie. I think that you've laid out eloquently there that, what's at stake. I think people have seen it in front of their own eyes now, as you said, with the communications, both verbal and written from Parcelforce. Just wondered, there will be people, who haven't voted, to be Parcelforce members and Royal Mail members in their tens of thousands who have already voted, and we thank every single one of you who has. But there will be members for varying reasons, like forgotten or lost it, or just taking a bit more time to make that decision. On National Get the Vote Out Day, what would your message be final message be to Parcelforce members who perhaps haven't voted yet, and additionally a job maybe to give to the members who have voted to convince their colleagues as well?
Well, listen, the two things are one and the same. I mean, it's difficult, and we understand all of this. We've never done this before. We've never had to do this. We've never got to a second ballot before since the law changed. Equally, we've also never got to a stage where we've had to reballot on the back of what has been very substantial industrial action. And again, I stand in awe of the solidarity that you, our members, have shown throughout that, and in Parcelforce against severe provocation of the company. But look, I think we know what's at stake here. It's undeniable now. I know it's sometimes easy to assume that the worst will never happen, and maybe the union are over egging it, and maybe it'll all come out in the wash. But I think we can see now it's not going to come out in the wash. It's only going to come out when we deliver an acceptable resolution to this dispute. So I think when the stakes are so high, and when it's so self-evident the stakes are high, there is only one thing you can do, which is vote. And to be honest, there's only two positions you can take on the actions of the company. One are you join your union in suggesting that these are entirely unacceptable, that they are treating you with the utmost disrespect, and that is inherently unacceptable, and we are going to fight for a proper resolution. Or you believe that what the company is doing is right and you accept that position. But I genuinely cannot believe that we would have many people seeing what's happening in Parcelforce just now who would believe that the company have their best interests at heart. So if you haven't voted, and listen, we all do it, it might be sitting on the mantelpiece for those of you as old as me, or it might be down the back of the sofa, or maybe it's been lying filled out for a number of days and you just ain't sent it back now. Do it. Make sure that you have your say. Make sure that your vote is counted. If you're a rep or if you're a member in any depot in Parcelforce or any of the hubs who has voted, talk to your mates. Just tell them how important this is and make sure that nobody forgets. Don't let anybody, get to the end of this and say, oh, I forgot, I didn't vote. Get your vote recorded. Let's make sure that Royal Mail Group and Parcelforce know that you do not back their actions, that you do not back their vision for the future, that you're willing to fight with your union to deliver an acceptable outcome. Get that vote, get the cross in the box, get the form in the envelope and get it back within the allotted time, and make sure that we're in the best position to carry this dispute forward. Because look, this is the crucial moment, isn't it? The company are still in the attack, but they're hurting. We know they're hurting. Getting the yes vote, being in a position to prosecute this dispute again, will be the catalyst to bring a proper resolution to this dispute and make sure that we can deliver for you.
Thank you, Davie. So emphatic messages there from Davie, Parcelforce members. Get the vote out and make sure it's a massive yes as well. And we'll see